Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another weekly update on the Wilsonville, Oregon real estate market. This update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity, ending this past Sunday, October 9th. So I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through the info with you. So start off looking at active listing activity. So I show we had 6 new properties come on the market last week in Wilsonville. You can kind of see how that compares against the prior 8 weeks, kind of in the middle of kind of where it's been. End of the week with 50 homes in total on the market. You can kind of see it's been pretty darn steady here over the past 8 weeks with a low of 46 and a high of 53. So it's has not moved a whole lot over the prior 2 months. Median list price and days on market for the actives, you can kind of see where that's gone. Started off at 689 and got up to 729. Past 2 weeks has been at 710,000. And the days on market started off at 17. That has grown up to 49 days of average market time now. So things are definitely taking longer to sell currently in Wilsonville than what we experienced here in the recent past. Looking at pending activity here next, last week I show we had 7 properties go pending in Wilsonville. Again, you kind of see that had a low of 2, a high of 13, so kind of in the middle. And when I look at the end of the week, we had 33 homes in pending status, and you kind of see that's definitely kind of dropped from where we were just a short 6 weeks ago at 55. So it's kind of stair step down every week for the past 5 weeks now. So definitely less pending activity. And the median price and days on market for those pendings, price has been pretty steady. You can kind of see it, had a low of 643, and this last week was a slight high at 689. And then the days on market started off at 20, kind of trended up to 25. Last couple weeks it has dropped back down, which is kind of interesting. Last 2 weeks has been close to 12 to 13 days of average market time for the homes that have gone under contract. And then lastly here, we'll look at sold listing activity. So as of the time I put this together, we had 7 homes go from pending to sold. Again, that's kind of well within the range of what it's been on a weekly basis. And when I look back over the prior 4 weeks of activity, on a kind of a weekly reading here, this last week kind of came in at 35. So 35 closings over the prior 4 weeks. That's down 4 from the week prior, which was the high. And the median sold price and days on market for those solds, you can kind of see we had a high of 710 here about 6 weeks back, and from there it has kind of fallen back. This last week kind of came in at a low of 590,000. So quite a bit of variation here in terms of the median sold price over the prior 6 to 8 weeks here. And then days on market had a low of 5, got up to 23. That's kind of come back down to 12 was the current reading this last week for days on market. And then finally here, we'll look at the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the OLP, or original list price. And you can kind of see that has, compared to some other cities, not had the variability that some other places have had. We had a high of a little over 7 weeks of inventory about 6 weeks back, got down to a low of a little over 5 weeks just 2 weeks ago. And this last week, just notched up a little bit to, 5.5 to 6 weeks of inventory. So not a lot of variation here. And same thing can kind of be said for the sale price as a percent of the list price, although it is dropping. Started off here at about 97% was the high. And then this last week kind of came in at 94.6. So, a little more than 5% discount off of the original asking price is kind of where things have been selling. So, as far as weeks of inventory, they're relatively low compared to other markets here in the area. With 5 to 6 weeks of inventory, that's still certainly kind of, I would say, seller's market territory. But when you look at this, you kind of have to balance this out with, we're definitely seeing pressure on prices, more price reductions kind of flowing through the market in Wilsonville, and buyers being able to be a little more aggressive on offer prices and negotiating their purchase. So a bit of a mixed bag here, but certainly things are still selling in Wilsonville, but they're buyers are definitely kind of being able to be a little better negotiating position. So I hope this weekly update has been helpful to you. As always, if I can answer any questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. My number is 503-680-2065. Always appreciate any likes, comments, and shares that you have. So please give me some of those. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel. It's a great way for you to follow along and keep up to date on what's happening in your local market. So as always, really appreciate you watching and following along. Hope you have an awesome day and week ahead, and we will see you on the next video.